Hi, and welcome to part 3 of this rebuild of the horrific mess I made first time round. This domestic 3-bed detached house. So yesterday I got in the windows downstairs. They're not exact to the windows that are in, but I've got those in, got the door in, external door, and the windows around the back, French doors. Got the ground floor in. Now, ground floor walls are probably fairly where they're gonna sit. Maybe this one I think I'll just move a little bit, go to the ground floor level. Takes a little while, it's a bit steady, this old machine. So I'm just going to bring this wall down a little bit. This is cupboard under the stairs. We can always adjust it slightly later. So I've got the ground floor in, we've got the walls in. What I did notice in the 3D view, all the walls that I've put in on the ground floor level, they're still set to the eaves. So these all need adjusting and setting to the first floor. If I just highlight these all together, in fact, I can right click, select all instances visible. You can't see that for some reason. I don't know why it's not capturing that. You can see that they've all highlighted together, and if you look on the top constraint, we've got it up to the level eaves, so this only needs to go up to the second floor level, which should be the first floor level. So I've got ground floor and the second floor, my mistake, so let me just rename that. It should be first floor. I'm not sure why I've done that. Let's do that quickly because otherwise it's going to annoy me. First floor level. So now when I go into my 3D, you can see that these are all at the first floor. So I'm going to pop a ceiling in there, and then the excuse me, the first floor. So go back to the ground floor level, and we're going to put in a ceiling. I just want to refresh my memory on, it's a 57mm. So I'm going to set that at the room height, which is 230 plus the 57mm. So I'm going to set that at 287 from the ground floor level. 2,870. So we'll have that at 2,870mm, and I'm just going to simply just put a ceiling all through. And so what we've got automatic ceiling, sketch ceiling. So if we go to sketch ceiling and then pick the walls, I mean, I guess really in an actual house build you wouldn't have one ceiling that covered the whole of the ground floor. You would have separate ceilings, but for the purposes of this build and for ease, I'm just going to highlight the 4 outer walls. You can see this pink line here is showing where the ceiling is going to sit, so that's not really correct because it's going to sit right on the outside. It wants to sit on the inside of this wall. So if I go to this little set of arrows here, you can see it says flip. I flip that, it takes it to the inside, which is where it should sit, and it does that automatically for all of the edges of the ceiling. Click the green tick to finish. And if we go into 3D, see we've got the ceiling on there. So we're now going to go to the first floor level. I'm going to put a floor in here. So architecture tab, floor, and this time we're going to use the timber floor that's already in, and we know that that's 247mm. So we're going to do the same again. We're going to sketch it. We're going to sketch it on the wall, like so. Tick the box. We don't want to attach anything to anything, but we do want to join the geometry and cut the overlapping into the wall. So now if we go into 3D, we've got floor in there as well. And I'm also just going to check where everything's sitting on this elevation here. So as you can see, the ceiling, I haven't set that right. So what I'm going to do is, I know this floor level should be, let me just do a measure on that. So go to the annotate tab. It should be the top of that, and the bottom of that is 2357. So that's correct, because with the ceiling underneath at 57mm, it will give this a room height of 230. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the align tool, and then click on the underneath of the floor, and I'm going to click on the top of the ceiling, and now let's have the realistic on, or even just the fine detail, see what that does. So now you can see we've got the timber floor here, that's the top of the floor there, the main body of the floor underneath, and then this is the ceiling. And that height underneath there, I'll just double check it, but I'm confident that from the ground floor there to the ceiling is 230 centimetres. So that is now correct. And while I'm just annotating, if I go to the top of the wall and to the top of this floor here, check that measurement, that's 2,300. So we will have a ceiling on there, so that's going to have to sit on top of that. So the walls, the eaves need to go up by 57mm. So if I go into my, well, I can just do it on here, look, eaves, sorry, I want to highlight just the eaves level, not the, I'm going to do it off side elevation a little bit better. No, I just want to click on the eaves. This is why I should have, let's hide that for a second. Hide that for a second. Should have taken that right out there, look, now I can work with it. So that's 5074 plus the 57, it's going to be 5131, which is fine for the eaves. 5131, it's near enough. So I know that when I've done my first floor level, put all the walls, and I can put a ceiling in, and it'll sit at the top, line up with the top of the eaves there, and then the room height will actually be 230 centimetres, 2300 millimetres. So that I'm happy with that. So I'm going to go into the first floor level now. Just put my detail on to fine. So, working again off the plans that I showed earlier, I've got measurements for bedroom 1, bedroom 2, bedroom 3 and the bathroom. So that should be fine. So I'm just going to put some loose walls in here. So back to the architecture wall, and we've got a block wall in there. So we know that we've got a wall over at this end of the house that goes all the way across, and we know that we've got a wall that comes down here for bedroom 2, and we know that we've got a wall that splits here for splitting up bedroom 3 and bedroom 1, and then we've got the bathroom wall which is in line with the stairs, which would probably be 1,000. I think I did it at. If I go 1,000 here and bring it up somewhere roughly here, that's going to be the bathroom. So now I'm going to use some annotations again to get the measurements. So we'll start with the 2 bedrooms. We'll go from internal to internal and hope that this works out. So let's have a look. We've got 3,900 there. It's actually 4,100 millimeters. Sorry. So we'll type that in at 4100. And then we've got 1775. That is actually on the floor plan is 1.8, so that's 25 mil out. So that's fine, we'll go with that, 25 mil. So again, we'll annotate the width of this, which is 3.7 meters, so 3,700 mil. So we'll just click on this one to move it. 3,700 mil, takes that up to there. So get rid of these annotations just because it looks a little bit cleaner. Get rid of that elevation for now. We'll use somewhere if we need them. So now I'll check this dimension. So that's coming out at 4275, which is a little bit wider, a little bit off. It's supposed to be 4 meters, so that's a fair way off. Let me just double check this one. I might have to just sort of split the difference, so 3.7. So perhaps if I just move this wall, nudge it up a little bit to split the difference between them. So that's giving that an extra 100 mil this side, 175 that side. So yeah, we'll go with that. It's near enough because the plans I'm working from are not necessarily massively accurate. So this wall here, this is supposed to be 2.9, 2,900 mil. So that's okay. And we'll just check out this bathroom. I mean, obviously, if this had been sort of surveyed, which I mean, it had been surveyed, but if I was working off proper plans, the measurements would likely be a little bit more accurate. So the bathroom is 2 meters by 2 meters 2.6 meters. So that's not far off. Well, it is far off. It's I'm going to nudge this wall this way a little bit. So I've got that at 2013, so it's a little bit short, and this is a little bit short. I've split the difference again, because if I take this wall and move it too far this way, we're not going to have enough room for the stairs. And I think that should be 1,000. It's 938. That wants to be at 1,000 really. 1,000. So that's 1950, which is 50 mil short, and this dimension at 3493, it needs to be 2.626 as well, and that looks about right. That looks okay. I'll get rid of those. So if we go into 3D, now I've got the walls in there, sorry. Something else that I feel I like to do, having been playing around with Revit for a little while, where you can see here, you can't see, you can just see the walls coming through because they're currently going all the way up to the second floor. I like to tidy this up a little bit. So if I go to the ground floor and going up to the first floor, but that will be minus the 247 and the 57. So put a minus offset on that of 247 plus 57, 304. So if I put offset of minus 304, then you shouldn't see that. And if I just click on select all instances visible in view, do the same on all of them, then they should just go up to the ceiling rather than going all the way up to the second floor. So it's a little bit tidier. Going to 3D, you can see now that the lines have gone. Something else that's useful, if I duplicate this view, this 3D view with detailing, and call it 3D section, and then if I click on this and right click and orient to a view, elevation, just go to the front elevation. Now I can actually slide this around in 3D and I can check those wall heights. Just give myself a little section view quite easily. So, as you can see, the walls go up to the ceiling. That's a lot tidier. It's nice and neat. So that's the walls in pretty much where I want them. Let's go on to realistic. And now I'm just going to pop the doors in. So I go to architecture, door. We've got the white doors in still. These are just the standard size doors. And we've got one door into the bathroom here. It opens that way. And we have another one into the bedroom here. And we've got one into this bedroom here. And one into this bedroom here. Again, into 3D. Press escape to get rid of that. So there we've got the bathroom, bedroom, 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 and the stairs will go into here in the landing. So I'm happy with that. So the next step for me is to pop in the stairs. Now this is where it could get interesting. So the stairs on this build, it's a standard 13 step stairs, and the top of the stairs comes up to this, where this door is, this cupboard here. But the stairs actually start around here. So if I just have a quick look at my floor plan for the downstairs, this door is probably not quite where it wants to be. It probably wants to be over here a little bit, maybe not. Maybe it wants to be this way a bit. So I've got to sketch a stair so that it starts here and runs around there. Let me just check that measurement again. Got that as 4 by 4. Yeah, and it doesn't leave an awful lot of room there. I'm tempted to make those stairs 900, to be honest. Which means because it just doesn't sort of look right. That looks better. Which means that I need to go into my first floor level and do the same up there. This needs to be 900 so that it matches up. Which means then that this wall can come this way a touch, and this door can come this way a touch. Yeah, that's okay. That's looking all right. So, to make a staircase that curves around, sometimes I'm a little bit hit and miss with stairs still, but we'll give it a go. See if we can get it first time. So I'll go into stair and sketch. So create a sketch. Now it's important that this is done right. So there's a boundary line that needs to be put in, and the risers, and then the stair path. So I know that one boundary line is going to sit here, and it's also going to come across under this window, and there will be another boundary line coming down here, and then the other boundary line will come down the outside. So the boundary lines, do that at 900. The boundary lines go right around the edge of the stair. They don't fit where the risers are going to be. So, like, I've got one riser coming here, and then I have another riser here. Oh, sort of just here, and then here. If I put a boundary line across here, the stairs won't actually work. I'll see if I can get this right. So, start putting the risers in. Now, the height of the stairs is determined by how much distance there is between the ground floor and the top of the first floor. And that is divided by the amount of steps. So we've got 230 plus 57 plus 247, which is, sorry, 2,300 plus 57 plus 247. So that's the room height from the ground floor plus the ceiling plus the first floor. That's 2,604, and that will be divided by 13, which will give us rises of 200.3. So I don't think we can do the 0.3. So we're going to go with 200 and see if we can do a little bit of jiggery pokery to make it work. Or go to 200.5 maybe. We might just have to raise the floor a little bit to make it meet. So if I put my first riser in here, across there, and then let me think about this for 1 second. I've got a square there that goes up and then up, and then so actually we need a riser in here, and then we need a riser of 200 in here, I think. Yes, that's not going to work. Riser there, and then go for the 200. So these are all set at 200. And you can see at the bottom, and I'm hoping it records it, we've got 5 risers created so far, we've got 11 remaining. We're not going to use 11. That one's not right, that's not set at 200. That's set at 200. So you just work your way along the boundary, putting the riser at 200. I just need to check that measurement there. Let me just put it onto hidden line. So yeah, it's 195. That needs to be 200. And back to risers. Riser there. 200. 200. 200. 200. No, that's not 200. 200. So we've got 11 risers. I'm just going to extend this boundary a little bit. So put one more riser in there. And we'll see how it goes. And that last riser, no, that's a boundary. We don't want that as a boundary. It wants to be a riser. I need to make sure that that one is 200. 200. 12 risers created. Now I'm thinking we need another one in here. So I'm going to put one there, and I'm going to move this one so this one, just put a line, this one needs to be 200 as well. All the risers need to be the same height, otherwise it won't work. So that needs to be moved by 100 mil. Let's not move it, let's just move it across this way. Cancel that. Let's just see what that measures out there. 0.25. So the riser needs to be at 200. So let me do that. So the riser needs to be moved 5 mil. And this could all go horribly wrong. So I've got risers in there, and I'm going to put in the stair path, which would be from here up to here, up to here, and up to the top. See, that's an invalid sketch. So I'm just going to check what we've got there. And it's possibly because we've got these risers. Take this one out. Take this one out. And just check that they're all hitting the boundary, which they seem to be. Let's see what happens now. No. So what I might do is do it as 2 separate stairs. 2 separate stairs. So if we bring that down to there, and we bring this boundary line, get hold of it, down to there, and this boundary line down to here. We OK that. So that stair path needs to be there. See if that'll let me do that. Yep, so we've got a stair there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You see here we've got one that's not right. We need to edit that. Edit sketch. So that's 200. That's 275, you see. So that needs to be 200. So that one's going to be the same. 200. 200. 200. And 200. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'd like to put another one on there. Let's go in as boundary, want its riser. And to see what measurement that is. That wants to be 200. So take that there. So that's our 11 steps there. So that works okay. Yeah, I know it can't reach because there's not enough steps. So we need 2 more steps in there. I suppose I'm going to try doing this as another step and see if it works. I've not quite done it this way before. Little sketch, a boundary, a boundary down here, and we'll have a boundary here, and we'll put in, oh sorry, we'll have boundary here, and we'll put in one riser here. Quit that. So what I'll do, just because this will drive me mad otherwise, is I'm going to put a floor in. I think that's the easiest way of doing this. And then we'll offset this staircase. It seems that my Revit seems to have frozen now. What's what we're saying on this. Alright, yeah. Let's offset this base offset by 400 mil. And okay that. I don't want to delete it. Let's change that back to 0. Stairs are great fun. No, I don't want to quit edit mode. I do. Right, so let's place a floor. We'll place it as a concrete floor. We'll edit type and we'll call it stair base. And we will just have a 200 mil cast in place. Piece of concrete, and what we'll do is we will put place that in there like that. And we will put that on the ground floor level. So we've got a piece of concrete on there. I'm going to move this wall as well. So just disallow that join there, because this wall is only going to come to where this stair is here. So if I go to 3D, if I go into my section, I should be able to see, pull this box out, pull this one down. With a bit of luck, I've actually got my stairs going the wrong way. But you can see we've got a concrete base there. So at ground floor level, it should be 200 mil thick. It's 200 mil thick. So we'll check the section on that, because I'm going to put another one in that's 400 mil. But first of all, I need to alter the stair path. So I can flip the stairs back to 3D section. Yep. So then what I'm going to do is to be honest, I'm going to edit that. I'm going to bring that all the way across to here. And then I'm going to add another one. I'm going to add another one of these. So again, I'll add another floor. This is quite possibly quite a complicated way of doing things. Into the ground floor level, and I'm going to put a concrete floor in here that this will then sit on, and we will offset that by 400 mil, sorry, 200 mil from ground floor level, and then we'll offset these stairs by 400 mil. So base offset 400. Fine. And hopefully this may look something like, yeah. So you can see now we've made a step, goes up there, then the stairs sit on. We've got a step here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a section, I'll just check the section, because this bottom floor I'm not quite happy with. I'm just going to bring this section box in a little bit and have a look at this base floor here. So this one needs to be one needs to be aligned. So I've moved this up a minute. This one, I know the measurements are correct, it's just they've not gotten sat right. If I align that to the ground floor, it wants to, I'm not sure why it's doing that. If I drop this down to here, and then sit this one on the top of it, just see, no, I can't annotate it in this view. Back to 3D. I'm thinking aloud here, so bear with me. That's the top ground floor level, 3D section. Bring this back out. Let's have a look. That's okay. And this needs to align to that base. Let's put that in there. Have a look. See what we're doing. Yeah, that looks okay. Cool. So that's got some stairs in that should reach the first floor. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these balustrades out because I really don't like them. Okay. So, back to the ground floor level. I'll just put realistic view on. You can see that this wall in the 3D section view is poking out on the stairs. So one, I need to make that wall lower so it just hits the bottom of the stairs underneath. But two, I'm going to just move it a little bit as well. So I go back to the ground level. If I move that, it's got to clear this door. But this door, I'm going to exchange this for a slightly smaller door because it's not a very big space that this door's in. So if I put a 810 door in there instead, and that gives us a little bit more space to manoeuvre, just move it central. So as you can see where, let's get rid of this. You see the edge of the door. So as long as, in fact, that door's the wrong way around to be fair. That door needs to be flipped this way as it opens that way. So this wall now can be moved because obviously the further up the staircase it goes, the less chance there is of it being a problem. But the cupboard is probably something like that. Let's look at the 3D section. This wall is still a little bit too high. So it's probably, so we've got the top of that step. So it's going to be 200, 400. So if we do the top constraint at minus 400, see where that takes us. Okay, it's not moved anything, has it? Have a look. Let me just go back there. I'll do it manually. Perhaps go take this section box. It's probably the worst blog video ever, this. Because I'm just thinking aloud. I'm still learning things and working things out as I go. Highlight that wall. I know I want to bring it down. Can't see it all in the section. There we go. So I highlight this wall again. Now I can bring this down. Make sure it's sitting underneath this step. If I just bring it up to there. And that's the cupboard. So that should work well now. So that's stairs in. Possibly not the easiest or best way to build the stairs. So now we need to cut out the ceiling and the floor that the stairs go through. So what I'm going to do is leave that section box again. I can go from this side, so I can grab the floor and the ceiling. So grab the floor, go into my first floor level, and edit boundary. I need to cut out where the stairs are, which is this area here. So I just draw, I don't need to draw a rectangle. If I pick lines, pick this line and this line, and use the trim and extend tool and the split tool, split this here and here so that I can use the trim and extend, bring that into there, bring that into there, and then get rid of this and this. So you can see we've cut round the stairs. So now we should be able to see in 3D that the stairs have come up through the floor. In theory, you won't be able to see because of the ceiling. We've got the cutout here. So now if I highlight the ceiling, go into my section, grab the ceiling to my ground floor level, edit boundary. This is a ceiling boundary. So if I actually go into ceiling plans, it would be better. Ground floor ceiling. So we need to do the same again. We need to pick the lines for the stairs. Split this line here, split this line here, trim and extend. And delete this one. Some problem here with the line. Let's delete that one. If you get an overlapping line, it won't let you do what you want to do. You have to go back and see what's causing the problem. So I had two lines overlapping then. So that's okay. And if I look into the 3D section now, we've got our stairs. So we've still got some issues here with this wall. It needs to be dropped down. I need to check, and we've got a wall here that is still in the way there. So I need to go into this side and check what's happening. I do find with Revit that sometimes you can just get lost for hours in small details, especially if you're like me and you're quite new to the whole thing. So I apologise for the boredom. Right. That. To the side. See what's going on here. So you can see that we need a wall here, and this door is probably too tall. So it's a full size door. So if I go and drop that to, let's have a look. I'll have to duplicate it. And if we drop that to say 1900, because it's a cupboard door, it doesn't have to be full height. 1900, so it misses the stairs. That's better. So there you can see this piece of wall would actually go right up there, and I think we will move that wall and align it with this step here. Align it here, here. Okay, let's have a look. Let's go back. I need to jiggle around with that. So what I'll do is I'll end this blog post here because it's probably got mighty boring, and we'll have a look tomorrow at getting this area correct, because at the moment it's just not quite right. You can see it's just not sitting. I mean, I'll probably take this stinger out, not alter that because that's in the way. Just alter this wall slightly. I think this one wants to be aligned with this back step here. I'll do that now while I remember about it. So just align that with that. So that's okay there. Just drop it down a little bit so it's in line with that step there. And it's not going to conflict. So that's okay. So it's just this area at the door that we need to look at tomorrow. And once I've done that, I'll start putting some second floor windows in and a roof, and then start putting some carpets, etc., etc., in, and look at the topography. So I think that's okay for now, and we'll resume tomorrow.